Welcome to Pub Sports Radio, NCAA Net Profit. I'm Conor Mack. He's Maxwell Smart. Max, it's Friday. We might have a special guest today as well.
Well, we better have a goddamn special guest, Conor. We better have a special guest. I want a special guest. If I don't get one today, I don't know if I can do this show. So
I knew that. Yeah, I knew that. So I made sure this guest was lined up to come on.
I'm very happy.
How was your day yesterday?
Hey, I didn't go 0-3, Conor. I didn't go 0-3. Yes. Yeah.
You did not.
It was good. New Mexico over hit and Monmouth hit, and obviously Bethune-Cookman was the loser. So should have just bet the first half. Should have not gone on the over. Did what I did. Now I have to eat the crow on it, but just happy to go 0-3. Just happy to go 0-3.
You'll be good. I told you. This is all shit's in the past. New day. Well, I know you had Iowa State at 1. That was better team, better defense, and it clamped Iowa down, Max, in that game. First half full game. That was a good one. This game, let's get to Texas Seton Hall. Obviously, I stayed off the side. Tight game. No scoring all of a sudden with about 8 minutes to go. A little more than 8 minutes. It's just nothing. There's just nothing. That game was on its way to an over and then ended up being 10 points under, which I kind of leaned to as we were talking about yesterday. So Seton Hall wins 64-60. Go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, that was a spot that I was actually in a perfect position if I just did nothing, sat on my hands and just freaking let the game operate and happen. Instead, I got busy live betting. I ended up taking myself out of the profit in the game and putting myself into the red. So it was really aggravating watching it because I dedicated like over an hour just to like actually stare at that game. So one that I will like to move on from and then forget about.
No doubt. Let's get to the big one. I mean, the big shot, Ron Harper Jr. It got me a push with 138, Max. And is our guy in here, Nathan Cerna? Is he in here yet? You got to give a shout out to Rutgers had no chance. They lost to Lehigh or Lafayette. It's just college basketball. We talked about a little bit yesterday, Max. I didn't think Rutgers could win that game, but they play way better there. This is Purdue's first true road game, and they got the number 1 team. That's a bullseye. You know how it is. These kids get up to play the number 1 team in the country, right?
Yeah, 100%. That's what they want to get for. I think that when you look at Rutgers and you read and you see what's being said on social media by guys like myself, I think it can be inspiring. So these are college kids at the end of the day. They have feelings. They are humans. And goddamn, Harper's shot was wonderful, but also absolutely ball busting at the same time.
Yeah, he even was like, I made that? What the hell? So congrats to Rutgers, though. Huge win for a team. And you know what, Max? They were hot. They shoot it better at home. They did last night. They hit some threes. They were good from the field. They made their free throws, which is they're a team that doesn't do that. So everything kind of lined up, and they still probably were going to lose the game without the shot. So
I also have to say this, Conor. To be brutally honest, I was saying this fucking game is rigged while I was watching it.
I know you.
I was yelling that out loud. People outside my building definitely heard me saying, "This game is fucking rigged. Fuck you, Jersey. You're fucking rigging these games." So yeah, no, I definitely was getting pretty animated yesterday.
I had a feeling you were going to say that and say, "Fuck Jersey. This shit's fucking rigged." So that I had a feeling that's exactly what you're going to say.
I love the people in the chat from Jersey, Conor. Let's get that across. It may just be. I think I like people from South Jersey, maybe not North Jersey. I don't know. We'll have to figure out the geographical places I like and don't like at a later day. But this could be an exciting slate, Conor. Could be an exciting slate.
Yeah, and real quick about Jersey, find the good. I don't know how many good places you'll find there. Just nothing against Jersey, but I don't know how many great ones. Let's go over it. You talked about it, Max. You said give me a St. John's 5-point win, and that score was perfect. 88-83, game goes over, they cover, hallelujah, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That was the game that I really needed, because that was going to determine winning or losing for the show. So seeing Monmouth be able to hit key shots, and for Shavar to really come up and give you a career tying performance, that's what you needed on that stage. St. John's once again proved that it's dangerous to put your money on them full game. And I'm just glad that I wasn't on the wrong side of that.
Definitely. Let's just hit these last few scores. Hampton, no way. We talked about you could lay points with William Mary. Hampton wins. 54 stays under. Another one. No way we could lay points. I love Colgate, but this is still Pittsburgh, and they go in there and lose. Yeah, so big win by Pittsburgh in that one. And Grand Canyon put up a good effort. Man, it got close. Free throws there late, but
2 meaningless free throws. Why were they even shot? Like, come on, man. There was like 6 seconds left. It's like, take the fucking loss.
I watched. Yep, I know. It was crazy, but that's college basketball. All right, Max, let's get to today. But before we do, let's shout out the chat real quick.
Absolutely.
We got our guy Tease, Young Chard. What's up? Yeah, we're going through all the games, just like yesterday. Small slate. We're just going to go through them and give our looks at the end. So every game will get touched on. James Little, what's up? Peter Hansen, Star Child, Rodney Barton. What's up, my guy? Bill McDonald, James Farm. Shout out Jake Burns. How you doing? Hit the thumbs up. You guys know what to do. We appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. But let's get to today here, Max. And let's get to the first one here. I love this game. App State versus Furman. Furman's favored by 8. I think this total is a little interesting at 138, 138.5. What do you like here?
Yeah, I think that this is a real interesting matchup, because how is App State going to do without any usable front court scoring in this game? They're a dribble drive type team, and that is something that Furman doesn't really defend that well. I think on the other side, Jalen Slauson is going to be a boatload to handle, and this could be a huge game for him personally. At the end of the day, this is a bit of a rivalry game, and I'm not willing to lay points with Furman. If I'm backing the side, I'm backing the dog. I think that there is value betting overs with Furman games in this point range. I think also we could see a bit of a slow start, and we could see fouls extend this game. That's my impression on it. As far as a concrete pick to give out right now, I don't really have one. It's a game that I think I'll be interested in watching live betting, but also has many different angles, and I don't want to just get invested that largely in this game.
I agree with you here, Max. I just think I don't want to lay 8 with Furman. I like this basketball team. App State's gritty. I agree why this is a low total for Furman, and I think it could get over. But App State doesn't score, and they want to make this a slower type game. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if it stayed under. And like you said, if it got really slow early, and there could be fouls late that get this over. It's just not one that I love so much on either side that I love it like as a best bet. But I'm with you. I'd take the 8 points with App State. And gun to my head, I'd lean under, but I'm not taking anything here. But it should be a good one. Like you said, maybe a good live betting game there. All right, let's get to the next one. IUPUI versus Tennessee State. Tennessee State's favored by 8. Totals 125.5 here. What do you like?
Yeah, this is a spot where, although the win-loss record is not pretty for either team, I cannot put my money on IUPUI when it comes to a full game or even a halftime spread. This is a team that's just been bad, even with BJ Maxwell back into the lineup. I think at the end of the day, this Tennessee State team now has I would call it the distraction of the room out with Hersey Miller leaving the team. Now they're ready to get down to business, and I think that this is the perfect game for them to sharpen their teeth against. When you look at Carlos Marshall, Marcus Fitzgerald, Kenny Cooper, and Kasim Nicholson, these guys can play big minutes for you. They're going to have to play big minutes for you, and I think they'll be able to produce. So this is a spot where I think IUPUI struggles to get to 60 points. I think Tennessee State wins this game by double digits.
Yeah, this was a pass for me here, Max. I thought it was a little bit too big a number for Tennessee State, but I don't blame you. They could probably win by 10 or more here. Let's get to this next one. Phenomenal game, I think, here. Vermont versus Brown. Vermont's favored by 4 on the road. There's 3.5s. Some places, totals 129. What do you like?
Listen, I think that the biggest question for Vermont is going to be, can they get Ryan Davis going? And when they have Gainey on for Brown, he's going to be the one that's tasked with shutting him down. Brown looks really good against Merrimack. I'll grant them that. Well, they're taking a major step up in class and quality in this game. So I do think that they have value as a home dog. I would prefer to use them in a teaser. That would be my first choice. And I think that when you look at all the 3-point shooting that they got from Keith Lilly in the second half against Merrimack, I'm not really expecting that performance again. So even though Brown's lineup is quality, experienced, and play a system that they can execute, I'm not going to take them on the money line, and I'm not going to expect them to put up big points. I do expect this game to stay under. I think that with Vermont, while you do have experienced guard play, you haven't seen Finn Sullivan really take off and be that 3-point shooter that they thought that they were bringing in from San Diego. I think that when you look at it, you're going to get good defense from that backcourt, but scoring isn't a guaranteed thing every game. So under in the game for me when it comes to the total, and I have to look at the dog, but I want to look at it in a teaser.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be really good. Like you mentioned, I think it can stay under as well. Vermont hasn't been able to score very much, and I'm big on this Vermont team. But I've been shocked a little bit how Brown's played so well early on, Max. I mean, some of these games, they beat Bradley at home. They lost by 2 at Colorado. 6 to Bryan at home. They've beat up on the teams they've kind of had to, like Merrimack, Sacred Heart. I'm going to take the 4 here with Brown. I just think this game's going to be really tight. I'm with you. I lean the under as well. But give me the 4 points. I think it stays close. I think it's a dogfight here. Let's get to the next one. Let's get to Army NJIT. NJIT's favored all the way to 3 now. Totals 136. Can this game get over? And do you think NJIT can cover here against a good Army team?
Listen, I'm a big Army guy. I love my Patriot League teams, but the more I watch this Army group, the more I realize, well, if you can stop Jalen Rucker, you can stop them. And when you stop them and you stop Jalen Rucker, that's usually a really bad situation for your opponent because they're probably smashing you. I think that when you look at this NJIT team, I like them. I like that they have experienced guys that they can bring off the bench. They have a really good, solid point guard in Antoine Butler. And most importantly, this is a little biased. Shout out to Turnsey in the city of Windsor. They got Dylan O'Hearn from Windsor, Ontario. And even though he did play 50 minutes in that overtime game and put up 42 points, he has had 5 days to rest his legs, get his ego stroked, and now he's ready to go back to work. He's ready to eat some food, and it's going to be a definite spot that I'm on NJIT. I think that Matt Faw is finally coming into his own into this offense and now playing, I guess, significantly better competition has impacted him. Army is just a team that I'd rather back at home when I can count on Jalen Rucker being able to go off. This is not one of those spots. I'm on the Highlanders, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is a very ugly, low-scoring game as well.
Yeah, and there's a few 2.5s out there if you can find it. Some Circa and those books like that. So if you get a 2.5, if you like NJIT, go get it. I'm not on anything on that one. That was a pass for me. Let's get to the next one. High Point here is 7.5-point favorites for South Carolina State. Pretty good total here at 144.5. What do you got?
Yeah, with Antonio Matlock Jr.'s freaking game-winning shot, that corner 3 against USF. Obviously, there is some some talk that this is a letdown spot, but this is a South Carolina State team that has been definitely up tempo, definitely scrappy, doesn't give up, and will foul you when the game is completely out of reach. So instantly on the overnight lines, that was something that attracted me to the over, as well as the fact that High Point likes to play to their opponent's tempo, and they are not a stranger to going into overtime, which obviously helps every over. I think that with High Point, you got to get John Michael Wright going. He's got to have a 20-plus point performance to cover this type of number. And then you need guys like Bryant Randleman and I think it's Brad Childress Jr. I'm not sure. It's 3-point shooters on this High Point team that you need them to show up tonight. If that's the case, then I'm going to be wrong. But for me, it was South Carolina State, and it was the over. And if the Master Jedi of Unders disagrees with me, hopefully he doesn't bet it and I'm the one that's right and he saves some money.
All right, let's get to this next one. I was talking to you in the back about it. Loyola Chicago versus Vanderbilt. Loyola's 4 and 4.5. Totals 132. What do you like here?
Yeah, this is a spot where I like Loyola Chicago. I like them first half full game. I know that this is a road favorite. I know what we've been seeing with these road favorites not being able to cover these numbers, but there is a major stylistic advantage for Loyola Chicago. They move the ball from side to side so well. They've been able to speed up slower teams and up their own scoring tempo from last year. And then when you look at their Ivy League transfers incorporating themselves into the rotation and producing, it's definitely be good. And Ryan Schweiger and Chris Knight have done a great job individually and being able to do things off the score sheet. I think that this is a little Chicago team that has to get off to a high scoring start early in this game. I think that when you see a 61.5 with this Loyola Chicago team, that's just a little too low. I figure and project that this is going to be a 65-point or more first half. We know that Scottie Pippen's going to have to score points in order for this team to be able to stay in it. That's going to help the over. And I also think that with Jordan Wright coming into his own as the second scoring option, averaging almost 15 points a game, maybe you get an increased scoring production early from him. It's too sweet of a number just to leave on the table. I like the over in the first half of 61.5. And I'm all over Loyola Chicago first half full game when it comes to my own action.
God damn, this game's been making me go back and forth. It's not that Vandy's been horrible. You talked about Pippen Jr.'s got to score. They lost OT to Temple. They lost by 12 to SMU. They beat Pitt, Winthrop. Loy's the better team. It's just 5 on the road here. I lean that way a little bit as well.
I'll just say this, Conor. Sorry, I'll just say this, that Loyola and the MVC have done pretty decently as road teams against upper tier competition so far this year. So it will be interesting to see if Loyola Chicago can hold their end up when it comes to meeting that standard and going into Vanderbilt and getting a win, because let's be brutally honest, Temple let them back into that game. Temple was a different team in the second half than they were in the first, and they managed to figure it out in overtime.
Very true, Max. Very true. Let's get to the next one. This team's covered in spots, but they're not very good. Cal State Northridge versus North Dakota State. North Dakota State's favored by 13.5 total. Low total here, 123.5. What is your look here?
Yeah, for me, I'm not really going to talk about the total because the number that I got is not available anymore. I think that when you look at this game, Cal State Northridge is very poor offensively. They do not have that go-to scorer, that game changer. Elijah Hardy is not that guy. I think that when you look at it, they're going to be probably missing Delonte Brown tonight, and that's not going to help either. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Darius Bean to score, lead this offense. And what does this team do? They put the ball in the paint. They're not going to try and settle for jump shots. They're playing to score close to the bucket. And even though in theory that should work for them, it hasn't really this year. So I do think that they do get blasted. I'm just not sure if I'm willing to lay 13 points when there was a 10 available this morning. I think that with North Dakota State, they have the two towers in Grant Nelson and Rocky Cruiser. They just got Sam Griesel back, so they have their point guard. And if Jarius Cook continues to lead the scoring attack from the backcourt, they could end up winning it, but there's better spots to bet on the spread than betting on this favorite.
I agree. You talked about it. This has already moved up 3.5 points. Yeah, just don't bet this. You're playing with a little bit of fire if you want North Dakota State to cover this number. They can, but I won't be taking it. Next one here, Max. Murray State. This should be a good game. If it was Memphis back at home. Showing a little real high on Memphis, lost a couple. 10-point favorites here. Can Murray State cover? And the total 143. You have any angle there?
Yeah, listen, this is a Murray spot or pass situation. I am not going to be laying any kind of points with Memphis when they're double digits, especially after Penny just bashed his team to the media. So he just threw his team under the bus, and now we're going to lay this kind of number with them. I don't have faith in them executing in the half court, Connor. I don't expect them not to have turnover issues against Murray State's pressure. And then when you look at the fact that Murray State is getting such awesome production from Trey Hannibal off the bench, it's like, why is Carter Collins even playing goddamn 20 minutes a game? So I want to see 30 plus from Trey Hannibal. I think that he's the X factor tonight. I think that it's just too many points to resist with Murray State. Give me the big doggy. Roof, roof, roof.
I agree. There's just no way I want to lay points with Memphis. It's dog or pass for me in this game, and it might be a pass. I don't know if I can get to the window. I don't trust Memphis, period. And their backers, they've gone on a few runs, Max, like the end of last year. But overall, when they've laid numbers like this, they have not cashed tickets. So, it's just not a team that I like backing laying 10. So it's
62% from the free throw line, Connor. 62% from the free throw line.
I like hearing that.
Not safe when you're in the fouling game.
I love it. I like this game a little bit next here, Max. DePaul at Louisville. Louisville's favored now by 7.5. This number was better. You could have got a 9, 8.5 last night. I think the total might be a little high here. It's 147.5. What's your look?
Yeah, I'm on the over, but at a lower number from the overnights, and I'm on DePaul, but I'm not going to give it out on the show right now. I think that when you look at DePaul, though, they are going to have the size. Although there is some similarities in their offense to something that Louisville's already seen, I don't think that they've seen Javon Freeman-Liberty. I think Javon Freeman-Liberty is the difference tonight. If they're going to be in this game, if they're going to bring that energy, they're going to have to get it going themselves. And if the whole bench is involved in cheering on every bucket and every make and every rebound, steal, charge, all that, I think that DePaul is the type of team that can go in and beat Louisville. I think with Louisville, Connor, the question is always going to be, is this team going to make jump shots or not?
Yep.
Is Malik Williams going to be a difference maker on both sides of the court or not? Too many questions for me to be laying this type of points with Louisville. In past years, I would have done it. Not this year, bud.
I agree 100%. This team is not shooting the basketball well. I mean, could they have a good shooting night? Yeah. And cover this number. And we're talking the 7.5, the dreaded 6 to 8 point range. Exactly. They're shooting 30% from three. They just haven't been a good team from the foul line, the regular field goals. I'm with you. Liberty, I think he's the key. This guy can score the basketball for DePaul. They lost to Loyola Chicago by 4. They beat Rutgers. They just beat Duquesne by 20, Northern Kentucky. This is a little bit of a step up, and it is a road game. I'm not saying Louisville couldn't win this game by more than 7.5. I got an 8. I still think you're fine at 7.5. Give me the points with DePaul. I think they keep this one close. And yeah, if they're rolling, they could outright win this game. So maybe sprinkle a little money line. But I'll take the points with DePaul here in this one. I love it. All righty, Max, just a couple more games. Let's get to it. Wisconsin Green Bay versus UMKC, the Roos. They're favored by 8. We got a low total here, 125. What's your look here?
Yeah, I think that with the ruse, you're waiting for Josiah Alec to really take off offensively, and I just don't know if he's going to be able to meet the expectations that I had for him. I thought that him being that top dog, bringing in Anderson Cott from Lamar to shoot from beyond the arc, and then getting Marvin Nesbitt's like multi freaking level skills, I thought that that would be producing a lot more. It hasn't. I think that they're getting respect as far as the line goes, but I would have to look at Green Bay in this spot. Probably not going to bet it at all. And as far as totals, it's only under with me with these two programs or pass.
Yeah, it's just super low at 125, but I agree with you there. I lean under. I don't want to lay 8 points here with the Roos. They could get it done, but not one that I want to bet. Let's get to the next one. Prairie View versus Boise State. Boise State, big number here, laying 16. Talk about Prairie View, always on the road. Texas Southern, this team just plays, gets paid, going to all these big schools. Totals 140. You got to look here.
Listen, I'm hoping it's a big dirty under where Prairie View does not get their offense going. I think that there is a really good shot for them to do it. I just think that with my money, I'm putting it on the under. That's what I did. I'm gonna be on a bunch of different numbers when it comes to this game. The under that's right now, the under that was available overnight. And I just think that with this Boise State team, they just don't have dependable 3-point shooting. I think that Dagenhart coming into the lineup in the front court is the difference maker as far as the spread. And this could be the one spot that Prairie View gets smacked around because this is a physical team. This is a team that you're not going to be able to muscle around. And if they can avoid turnovers from the press, I think that they can score some easy buckets on this Prairie View team. So, for me, it would be Boise State first half with the spread if I bet the spread. But I like the under, and the under is what I feel is the safer play with this Boise State team, the way that it's assembled right now.
Yeah, we'll see, because the last few games, Prairie View made some shots. And they hung around versus Loyola, South Dakota State. So interesting. I find this game pretty interesting. Go ahead.
I just want to point out there, South Dakota State, if we don't remember, Conor just lost to Idaho.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But hey, still, they were 16-point favorites. Same number here as Boise State.
Yeah, I would like to throw a rock through their through one of their house windows, maybe the kitchen window when they're making a sandwich at night.
Night sandwiches. Let's get to the last
tasty,
one. Though. Wisconsin, Milwaukee at Colorado. This Colorado team is not the same as in years past, even here at home. They're laying 14. Totals 134.5. Do you have anything here?
Yeah, this is under City for me. I think that with Milwaukee, this is a group that now that has Pat Baldwin back has appealed to me as a double-digit dog. I think without him, there's no way that I even consider that. And I think that when you look at this spread, it's just too many points to be back in Colorado. We've seen this over and over again that they haven't been able to get over the hump with this point range. And even though I am biased towards Keyshawn Bartholomew, I don't think that Evan Batty, Jabari Walker are enough to cover and beat teams unless your opponent has a very off shooting performance. I don't think that that's going to be the case with Milwaukee. I think Pat Baldwin obviously is an NBA talent, and he's going to be a game changer for a mid-major team. So if Pat Baldwin's a game changer, they stay in this game, and they do just enough to cover the spread and keep this game under.
I think so too, Max. I think Baldwin can keep it just by him. If he gets over 20, he can keep him in this game because I'm not impressed with Colorado's defense. Anything to that effect. And laying this is Colorado. They're thinking of last year, still too much. I just think it's too big. I mean, yeah, could they cover here? Wisconsin, Milwaukee, not a very good team. And when Baldwin was out, we saw how bad they were. I mean, they lost some bad games. Horrible teams. But when he's back in, I lean that way with them here in the late night game. All right, Max, that is it for today. Nice little slate because tomorrow we got a massive card. To someone in the chat, I'll just do it right now before we go to our sponsors, the commercials. Do you have any games circled for tomorrow you were looking at?
No, not right now. I have none that I've circled right now. I think that obviously UConn and St. Bonaventure is the game that I will be emotionally freaking split on. I don't know how to bet the game, so I'm probably not going to. But
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready. It's gonna be a good day. I think we have over 100 games tomorrow, Connor. So it will be a busy night for me. It will be a busy night for my bookie and the notifications of the bets I just placed with him. And if Gus is lucky, he'll make money off me. But I'm hoping to fucking take him to the goddamn cleaners. Maybe even take his wife to a hotel room. Who knows? So,
yeah, so many good games tomorrow. Houston, Alabama, UCLA, Marquette, Arizona, Illinois. Yeah, Penn State, Connor, Michigan State, Greensboro, Tennessee. Yeah.
The best games are on the added board. Those are not the best games. I
was just giving it to the people. I was giving the people, what they want. So, not what we are going to look at. Probably crazy. But there's going to be tons of games. And by the way, we will not be on tomorrow. It's a rare Saturday I have had off, I probably think, in a couple of years. So I will put plays out on Twitter for tomorrow. So just hit me up on Twitter. I will put out a good amount of plays because we have a ton of games. We have a little break. College football. We go next week. We do all those for the bowl season, and then Saturdays, maybe, and starting in January, we'll switch that over to college basketball. Still in the works on to when that will be around there. So wait and see for that. But that's it, Max. Let's get to the sponsors, let's get to the commercials, and let's get to a special guest, and we'll get to our best bets. Let's get it. And there he is. Look at this guy. He just shows up. Nicky Fish Tanks, Nicky Two Tanks, Miller Lite Madman, Nicky Elbows. We want to bring him on. UFC, we got a big card tomorrow. We want to bring you on, break it down. Is this the last one before the new year?
We got one more. Break? Yeah, one more next week.
Oh, there is?
A 3-week break to the 15th of January, 2022. But yeah, UFC 269 up in the building tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. But yeah,
what's going on? A breakdown. What do you like on this card for the people here, and tell them when you're going to be on. All the good shit.
7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, depending if any fights fall out. There was one fight that fell out, Schnell fight against Perez, and I did like Perez there. He wasn't a parlay of mine, but that's down the drain. It is Dustin Poirier, Oliveira, Nunes, against Juliana Pena. Pena's going to get whooped. Nunes will get her out of there, but it's not worth taking Nunes inside the distance at -450. What you can do, though, is take my man, Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Me and Show have a stake bet on this. He's got Oliveira. I got Poirier. And instead of taking inside the distance, which is -120, okay, you just parlay Nunes with it and get -122 and not risk Dustin not take him out inside the distance, which I think happens no matter what. I don't think that fight goes a distance either. So if you want to mess around with a parlay piece with that fight not going the distance as well, be my guest. But the Diamond Poirier for the dub.
And then Nicky.
You got removed. You got removed by the producer.
Yeah,
there he is.
Listen,
he's back.
There's a reason why I was removed there. We got a steak dinner on the line here, okay? Big Show's on Oliveira. I'm a Poirier at the meetup in San Antonio at Southtown 101 in March, during March Madness. one of us will be buying each other a steak dinner with a bunch of appetizers. So,
all right, real quick.
Wait,
real quick. What steak you each guys want here? Whoever wins. What do you like, Nick, and what do you like, Big Show?
I think we'll leave it up to Slaughter. Slaughter.
No, what's the piece of what steak would you want though? You a fillet guy? Do you like
I prefer
ribeye?
filet mignon.
I'm kind of a fillet guy too. If I had.
All right, filet for filet.
What about the tomahawk, guys? What about the tomahawk?
I sent a picture of Nick a tomahawk, so it might be a tomahawk.
It's gotta be a tomahawk. Come on, you gotta go big.
Yeah, tomahawk ribeye. That shit.
Anybody in the chat, if you know UFC, 1 for Poirier, 2 for Oliveira. Put that in there right now. But yes, to bring the odds down, he went down to minus 150. Last night he was minus 165. So I guess some people watched the weigh-ins today. Maybe some casuals jumped on Oliveira. Who knows? But he's down to 150. And if you put
the
Nunes
smart
in
top
there,
down Oliveira, get it right.
minus 120, or better. Your book probably has a better line than I do on Nunes. So that's my play. There's a bunch of other ones too. I got some leans. Pedro Munoz against Dominic Cruz. His weight cut looked like it didn't go so well. Augusta Sakai over Tai Tuivasa, who still will not answer my shoey challenge, and it's because he's afraid. He doesn't want to get beat by Boston Nick in a shoey contest. So that's that. But as usual, boys,
Yes, it's time.
it's time.
It's time, baby.
Here's we be pubbing as usual to the bank.
All day.
The bookies. 2021 is almost over. 2022 is about to start. 2 more cards though. Let's fucking go.
Let's get it.
Drink that beer. There you go. Tip your head back. You could do it. There you go. None on the shirt, none in the beer. Just down the freaking chimney hole. That's
Straight
some Miller Lite goodness for you there, son. Yeah.
Hey! That's
Yeah.
the story next out Oliveira!
That's
I want
what I'm
my
talking
steak
about.
medium rare!
Amazing. Amazing, Nick.
Back!
That
Bring
is
it back.
how you fucking put a beer down. That's how you put a beer down. Show them how you do it in Florida. I love it.
Brain freeze. Oh,
Boca,
that was
baby.
more enough.
This is my favorite part of the Friday show. My favorite part.
Who y'all think in the chat wins that fight? Huh?
Yeah, shoot it out. Who do you guys think? Poirier or Oliveira?
The diamond.
Dustin Diamond. All right, Max. Real quick, let me hit the commercials. You know it well, real fast. Southtown 101, that's where these steaks will be all given away or eaten in March Madness. Go down there, food, karaoke, it's the best. Go to mybookie.ag at promo code PubSports. Put 1,000 Bitcoin, you get 1,000 back. Debit or credit, you get half. And manscaped.com, 20% off. Promo code PubSports. Keep your shit shaved down there. You'll love it. Your woman will love it. Get it. And get the pub rub, pubsportsradio.com. Get this. Season up your meat. Get it on there. Get it on the
Get your
grill.
meat
It's the
rubbed
shit.
with pub. All right? Get your
Yes.
meat rubbed with pub.
Just like the man said.
Gonna
Get
go
your meat
beautiful
rubbed.
on my nice tomahawk.
Yeah, my filet mignon is gonna taste so beautiful, especially when you're not paying for it. Oh,
Oh, yeah. That's all play.
love it. What?
All righty here.
New Bronx, Jake? That's it. Get me out of here.
Max, get to your bets.
All right. So first off, I'm going to go with a parlay. Yes, I'm going with a parlay. I'm going with the under 138.5 in the Prairie View Boise State game, and I'm taking Loyola Chicago on the money line plus 200 in a 2-teamer, and hopefully it's cash money. Then I'm going to take Tennessee State -8. I'm not buying this IUPUI bullshit. BJ Maxwell's back. I'm not going to take this team unless they're like a 20-point dog or more. It's not the case tonight. So I'm strapping on. I'm taking the points. And, I'm going to fucking give it to fucking somebody. So my last pick is one that it's a little bit emotional. It's a little bit biased. But I'm not laying nothing with goddamn Memphis, so I'm taking Murray State. I'm going for Trey Hannibal, fucking president of his fan club. Give me 30 minutes of Trey or more, and let's get a fucking 10-point cover.
I love it.
Give me Murray.
I love it.
Visiting.
I love
his
the
bookie's
plays,
wife
Max.
tonight. I love it.
Shout out to everyone in the chat real quick. Jake Burns, C. James, Jason Falk, Rodney Barton, Star Child, Rude, Jude in the house. Jake Burns, Mark Nichols. What's up, Mark? I haven't seen you in a minute. Top Set, IQJ, Thomas Johnson, Sebastian A, About Buck, everyone else, Tease, everyone, yada, yada, yada. North Ender, Nathan Cerna. Shout out to all you guys. We appreciate you being on here Monday through Friday with Max and I. We love it. We have a bunch of fun. And, of course, Fridays we get on fish tanks here. Damn, beer's flowing like wine. All right, here's mine. We'll get on out of here. He doesn't disappoint, man. Let's get it. Give me Brown. This line has moved in Vermont's favor. They, won. I got a 4. There's 3.5. Brown, this is a close game. I'd lean under in that game as well. I think it could be tight rock fight. And I'm taking DePaul. Still get 7.5. Liberty will reign here. And shout out Trey Day, my guy. $4.99 dono. Nothing gets me more hyped than a freaking dono. Love it.
Thank you, Trey.
Hell yeah, man. All right, that's it. So DePaul plus 7.5, Brown plus 4. Get it. We had a good week this week. Let's keep it rolling. Let's have a good Friday. We'll be back on Monday. He's Nicky Fish Tanks. That's the great Maxwell Smart. I'm Conor Mack. We be pumping!
Let's go. We're back!
Right.
No, we're plumbing! Woo! Dustin Poirier!